All right, before we get into the episode, if you're listening to this on April 24th, that's a Friday, the Jug is doing takeout tonight. They got a meatloaf dinner for $12 that comes with mashed potatoes, mixed vegetables. They got a fish fry for $13, beer battered, Cajun baked, lemon pepper, with your choice of mashed potatoes, french fries, curly fries, or sweet potato fries. Holy shit options. And they got some pizza logs there. They got their house rolled cheese pepperoni logs with the marinara sauce. You know how they do. All right, I love the Jug food, and everybody misses it. This whole thing is nuts. But that's April 24th. If it's Friday, go to the Jug. Get the food. All right, give them your money.
This is the Captain's Jug of Thoughts podcast.
What's up, man?
Sammy.
What's happening?
Nothing. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Can you hear me?
What's going on, Thurman? How are you?
Wow, that's cool. You can hear us. I don't know how that's... I have no idea how that's working, but all right, good.
You're the genius here.
Yeah. Frankenstein was a genius. He made the monster. Monster fucking killed him.
He still made a monster.
That's true.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, good for him. All right, man. Yeah, Captain's Jug of Thoughts. How you doing? We got our buddy Sammy on the phone.
Yep,
doing,
all the way from
gentlemen?
South Florida.
Yeah, so you're in South
Long-time
Florida.
listener, first-time caller.
Baba booey, baba booey. So what's going on down there, man? How are things during all of this?
It's actually, a lot of people still think it's a hoax. I mean, we have the stay-at-home order and that, but people are still going to grocery stores, packing them in. There's people all over the place. They still can't believe that bars and restaurants are closed, so they're doing the protocol of wearing masks, but they'll go into the store with the mask and take it off when they get in there, and they're thinking about, I talked to somebody today, we're thinking about opening everything up within the next 2 weeks is the prediction.
Yeah.
Most people never
did it in the first place.
Never did in the first place, so it's like nothing ever happened.
Are the golf courses still open?
No, they've been closed for a while, but they're thinking about opening them up next week.
Okay.
I just got the phone call today that they're thinking about it opening next week. The bars aren't open, but if the golf course opens, where I work, they could serve booze out back.
Right.
So they're going to try to do like a soft opening. They still think that they're going to have to do it, at can't do full capacity and such. But,
right. Anything. I think any restaurants
open.
and stuff are going to have to be like, thin crowds and tables a certain distance from each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're all going to have a door guy and say, all right, you can only have, we could have 60 people in here. You're 61, too damn bad.
Are they going to have, are they going to go out on single carts?
I don't know about the carts. Probably.
Because that was something they were doing here.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also, I'd say you'd have to have them walk the course, but it's hot as balls here.
Yeah.
It's been in the 90s every day.
I know, I would not want to walk.
I'm like, oh my God, it's hot as shit out here.
We'll drop dead anyways.
Exactly. So, yeah, all right, you didn't believe it? Well, now you're going to die from heat exhaustion.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're going to get you one way or another.
Exactly. So, population control. But yeah, so we're thinking 2 weeks it might be done. I mean, they opened up a beach in Jacksonville, so they're screaming to have it open here, but
yeah,
I'm not going to the beach.
Yeah, but you can only go to that beach and exercise, right? Like you can't lay out.
You can't lay out. You could go in the water and stuff. You could walk around.
Right.
But yeah, you can't have a towel or beach chair or anything. But I mean, it's not stopping people. You can only go up to so many at a time and say, hey, don't do that.
Right.
What's the stance on licking doorknobs down there? Because I've been doing it like crazy up here. I don't know if that's...
It's Florida, man. People do that anyway. And they drink their own piss down here, for God's sake. I mean, there's a reason why people Google Florida man, and their birthday. Because all the crazy shit happens here.
Everyone's probably immune to that shit now. Like they're gonna, if anyone would live, it would be them.
Like 5 or 6 years ago, my buddy Billy that I worked with, he used to Google that every single day. He'd be like, I don't know what happened yesterday in Florida.
if you're a religious person before, you certainly aren't going to be after that because Jesus, there is no God here.
Well, dude, remember that story from years ago? It was like the first big bat salt story about the guy eating the other guy's face naked. Wasn't that like in Florida? Wasn't that right outside the Miami Herald or something like that?
That was in Miami. In fact, I had a buddy visiting one time, and we were in this big apartment building, which it's weird. There's apartment buildings, like huge complexes in Miami, and some of them have bars built in. So this complex that I was visiting, my friend who's visiting from Hawaii had a bar, and we're sitting in the bar, and I was like, so yeah, the guy got his face eaten. The guy we were visiting goes, yeah, it was right downstairs. I'm like, are you kidding me?
How many show you where it was?
Anywhere else, but no, we got to be where the guy got his face eaten. Like, Jesus.
You go take a picture. It's like Dealey Plaza. It's like, you know what I mean?
It's a tourist trap. Some people want to see, South Beach. Some people want to see where the guy got his face eaten.
I remember one of them was this kid was fucking with his friend who got a job at I don't know, one of the fast food joints, and he was working the window. Mm-hmm. So he fucking pulled up and threw an alligator through the window.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, not a big one, but who cares? Like a 3-foot alligator.
An alligator.
Like,
dude, if it was
it right through the window.
If it was a fake alligator, that would still be weird. That's fucking... So he threw it in the drive-through window?
Yeah.
And the thing went apeshit in the store?
I'm not sure exactly what happened after that.
And anybody standing in line just saw alligator come flying in and everybody go fucking freaking out?
That was my buddy Billy.
Oh, it's just a gator. Go ahead and supersize me. You'll be okay.
It was one of the days that we were like on our way to our first lawn, and he's like, all right, here we go. Want to see what happened in Florida yesterday? Dude, he Googled Florida man every morning. And that was what he said. And I was like, shut the fuck up. He's like, dude, you want to see it? Look.
I'm going to look that up. There's got to be like security camera footage of that somewhere.
Oh my, I was like, what the fuck?
But there's all kind. I mean, we lived when Captain lived down here and we lived together. We lived right outside the Everglades, like just not even a mile from the Everglades. And the guy across the street was telling us, he's like, yeah, there's certain animals that come over. He goes, the raccoons, they get to like a couple feet large and they walk on their hind legs. We're like, what? He goes, yeah. He goes, the raccoon. He goes, you got to be careful. He goes, I had to put all this stuff up because the raccoons were going to eat the fish and they just walk right in here. I'm like, are you kidding me? Raccoons on their hind legs?
I was worried, like when that one hurricane was coming through. I was like, dude, there's only that hill that separates us basically from the Everglades. Like, if this shit gets crazy, it's just going to blow all these gators and snakes and everything right into our back fucking yard.
Sharknado.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's how you get a Sharknado, yeah.
Snake-nado is definitely a thing down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're the crazy people to live in a place that has so much snow, right?
Right.
Dude, there was snow.
Like, how do you live with all that snow? I'm like, you guys have gators and snakes and fish water and Gila monsters and
spiders that kill you.
Yeah.
Spiders that kill you. You could actually hunt iguanas here. Like if they're in your yard. We looked it up. My cousins, because they want it. You could shoot them. If you have a pellet gun, you could shoot them in your yard and just, the town's okay with it because there's so many. The golf course I worked on, when I found out I wasn't going to be working for a while, said, hey, could I come shoot iguanas? They're like, yeah, we'll buy you dinner, no problem. And so we looked it up. Well, okay, if you don't have a pellet gun, they said you could smack it over the head. And I know this is going to sound cruel to some animal cruelty people, not that I did it, but I did look it up. They said you could smack them across the head to kill them. If it doesn't kill them in one smack, though, you have to let it go. I was like, so you paralyze this thing and it's not dead? I was like, so yeah. So we said, okay, so we'll do it at 11:58 at night. So you hit it, and because you have to do it once every 24 hours. So if you hit it once, you have to wait till the next day to hit it again. So we're like, okay, so we got to go around and hit a bunch of iguanas at 11:58. That way, if we don't get it, we wait 2 minutes to go fucking hit them again.
Oh my God.
That sounds like a law from the 1800s.
Yeah. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
And who's going to know if you hit it twice?
Exactly, right? I'm like, they're coming out that
now it's pissed off. I better hit it again.
Yeah, sometimes the first one just gets his attention.
Remember the iguanas I had, Sammy?
Oh, yeah, Jerry and Pigpen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Of course, how could I forget?
Remember the party that I had? That fucking Tanzini pulled one of them out and We couldn't fucking find it forever.
Yeah, it started running behind the couch and everything.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, if that tail whips somebody, it's really going to hurt them.
Well, that's why he let it go, because it whipped him. He was like, ow, motherfucker. And he fucking throws the thing on the floor. I'm like, dude. And it was just gone. I'm like, oh, great.
Yeah, that's going to be like in your wall or something.
There's a fucking iguana running around in my house, and there's fucking 50 people here.
So, yeah, come visit Florida, and he could get a new iguana if you want.
That's all right. I'm good.
There was a thin sheet of snow across the yard this morning, and it melted pretty quick, but I woke up and looked out the window and just saw white, and I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, Jesus. Wow. Late April snow.
Yeah, I saw a little bit on my deck, too.
Nice 420 sledding party.
Oh, God. Hey, actually, it's not a bad idea. Wrong drug, but, you know.
Yeah.
Unreal. But, yeah, that's Florida in a nutshell. They, like, people just...
You got to love it. I have respect for it. I respect it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little scary sometimes, but, it's kind of like when I used to go to Tijuana. Just find somebody that speaks Spanish. Same idea. Just find somebody that's lived here all their life, and you could be okay. Like, is this okay? Yeah. You sure if we do this? Yeah. I mean, when the captain called me a few minutes ago to say we were going to be late, I was like, that's all right. I'm just watching TV and making Jello shots out of moonshine.
White lightning.
White lightning, baby.
In a Jello shot.
Yeah. Hey, when in Rome, right? I've been having Rice Krispie treats and Chardonnay for breakfast, so why not Jello shots with moonshine for dinner?
There you go.
Yeah, I think this whole thing is making everyone's diets very weird.
Yeah.
Oh, God. All over the place. All over the place. Could be worse, though. It could have no food.
This is true.
Last night, we made like a bunch of, egg rolls, like frozen shit from Wegmans or whatever. We just got a bunch of frozen like egg rolls and sweet and sour chicken and all that. And we are talking to her family on the phone, and they're like, oh, last night we had this and blah, blah, blah. And there was a long silence, and Lee goes, yeah, I don't want to tell you what we had. We had Chinese. And everyone's like, what? Like, it wasn't authentic. It was from the freezer.
That's it. You got an extra 14 days.
Great.
Yeah, never allowed to eat Chinese food again. Like, oh, look at them. Can't believe they're eating that stuff.
Stop eating my dog.
That's how the shit got started.
Yeah, for real. You guys should have been eating them iguanas. Should have been cooking them up. Can you do that? Can you eat a fucking iguana that you killed in your backyard by smacking it over the head?
Yeah, from what I hear, yes, you can.
See, Sammy, I told you.
I know you told me. You're the one that told me, and I went and asked around, and yeah, I got confirmed. Yeah. I'm
like, let's eat them.
No, you eat them. I'm drawing the line there. I'm sorry.
I feel like the tail's got to be good.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, really? No.
Now, the tail's like the muscular part. I feel like it'd be tough. Like the belly. Nice iguana belly.
Yeah, maybe we should look that up at Set Break, see if we can find some recipes. Nice
I picture like somebody like taking off a white glove and like smacking the iguana in the face, like challenging it to a duel. That old-timey shit. Like that's what it sounds like's going on.
Well, there's so damn many of them. You can get creative.
You're getting a crackling?
Yeah.
It might be your headphones. It sounds good to me.
Oh, wow. That sounds
better?
Way better.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this little Behringer thing sucks. All right.
I was going to say, I can't hear anything.
So, last time we discussed some West Virginia stories.
Oh, yeah.
That you were involved in some, and Cap wanted to hold back on a few until we could get your eyewitness account, I guess.
Yeah, well,
exactly.
Well, I listen, obviously. We were talking, I talked to Captain last week or 2 weeks ago, and he goes, yeah, we're thinking of ideas. And I said, how many great stories come up with those? So I was tripping. And the one time we went to West Virginia, I actually went down with two other guys for the weekend. We left on a Friday. We were going to come back on a Sunday. We wound up staying until the next Friday. And Captain came down. Still haven't figured that out. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Like I came down like in the middle of it or something.
Yeah, which is probably why we stayed. And
that's possible.
We probably said, "Oh, he's coming down. You might as well stay anyway." Like, all right, that's a good point.
Yeah, we'll stay 4 more days. Why not?
So we went down and we were partying. As he mentioned, with the bare feet and stuff like that, and just everybody kind of wanted to party with us. There was one girl who got while we were there, she got a grant for school, and just started spending it.
Oh,
She was
yeah.
buying us beer and weed and food. And we're like, you probably should save that for books and stuff, but we're not going to say no,
Right.
Buying pizza and all kinds of shit. So
Everything.
we all got acid one night and decided to trip. One day, actually. It was during a day. And so we went out. There's, I don't know, 15 of us or so walking around and decided they wanted to go play basketball. And it was starting to rain, and I don't want to play ball. And I'm sitting with this other guy, and it started to rain and thunder and lightning. So we had the idea of going up on a big metal slide. We had a pole, like a metal pole with a chain on it, and we were trying to get hit by lightning.
What the fuck?
We were actually just sitting there going.
Literally, he was trying.
I was trying. I was like, come on, we're going to get hit by lightning. It's going to be fucking awesome. And in my brain, I'm not any idea that, wow, this could actually happen. Not a clue.
So you're just fucking around?
Just fucking,
A few people actually got hit that day there.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were like, but you're tripping, so you're like, I'm going to get superpowers.
Right.
Yes. I honestly thought, like, I could get hit by lightning and it wouldn't be bad. Like,
And then I will be
didn't think
Thor.
it could happen. Yeah, and then I'll be Thor. I didn't think it would happen. So we're walking the whole time and like, oh, lightning strike, and lightning would strike, and some people, it was, I don't know how close on campus it was, but there was like the softball team or soccer team, girls softball team or something. We're standing under a tree, and the tree got hit by lightning, so they had to get airlifted.
Wow.
And we're thinking, all right, well, we're just trying, not a big deal. So we're already losing control. We go back to the dorm, and everybody kind of goes to the room, Hardin and the other guys, and I'm sitting with this other guy whose name was Ben, who was actually in Bare Feet and Company. And we decide, because we're tripping, just to sit in front of the elevator. I don't know what floor we're on. We're sitting in front of the elevator and hitting the button. So the door would open, and we would just sit there on the floor laughing.
This reminds me of Guns N' Roses for some reason.
Why? Because they're sitting on the floor wasted?
I don't know, like in front of an elevator, like it just, I don't know why.
Just tripping and sitting there, and finally there was a complaint, so they had to separate us.
Because would there be? So you're just opening the elevator doors.
Just opening the elevator door.
Yeah.
We're on. I don't
Just
know.
hitting the button.
Say we're on. Yeah.
And
Say
they
we're on
open.
like the 6th floor, and we'd hit the button to go down the and the door would open, and there'd be a bunch of people. We just start dying laughing.
That's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
And to us,
Look at those
yeah.
guys.
Yeah, and you just see their weird reaction on their faces.
Yeah.
They're just confused.
People, I could picture one of them to this day, like, just what are these guys doing? And we're all over each other laughing and shit.
Yeah.
So they separate us.
They think we're funny.
Yeah. They separate you guys like it's fucking middle school.
Yeah, they said, okay, you guys got to stay away from each other. We're getting complaints, we can't. So they put me in this one room.
Sammy.
Put me in front of the computer, and I'm playing solitaire. And they're like, "Play solitaire, and don't move till we come and get you." I said, "Okay." So I sat there and played solitaire
Forever.
forever. Apparently, at one point, somebody goes, "Where the hell's Sammy?" And they're like, "Oh shit, we forgot him in the room." 4 hours later. 4 hours I sat there playing solitaire.
And never once got up to go look around. You followed orders.
Not a clue. That I'd win that game and those cards would bounce down.
Oh, that had
Yeah.
to be fucking great.
Right.
That's all I needed.
He's like, do it again, do it again, do it again. For 4 hours. Oh, ready? Do
4
it again, do it again. There it is.
hours.
Yes.
So you guys
4
eventually
hours.
went and got him?
Yeah.
They went-
I don't know who came and got me. Probably Nicoletti, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Somebody came and got me.
You'd still be
And they're all-
there to this
remember.
day.
What?
Well, oh yeah. I wouldn't have moved.
You'd still be there.
Well, because we wound up. I mean, after that, I don't really remember much because I was deep into it by that time. But I remember the next morning, we're all sitting. Well, not all of us, but there's a bunch of us sitting in the one dorm room and we're watching Barney because our buddy who we went to visit loved Barney for some
Loved Barney.
reason. Loved him. So
Are
we're
you
all
guys
sitting
literally children at this point? You're playing on a slide and having to be separated.
Yeah,
and
played solitaire. Yeah.
this is what people do with their kids. They just plop them in front of the screen because they're bothering them, or put them in front of Barney.
Well, we were doing a lot of things that made us not full functioning adults.
Yeah, kind of sent you back in time mentally.
Yeah, I was definitely not.
A
in control of
giant
myself.
purple fucking dinosaur singing songs is terrifying.
Well, he liked Barney every day,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like for years.
Well, to each their own, I guess.
yeah. All through high school, he loved them.
Loved him.
Wow.
He loved them. I don't know why.
Someone should look into this guy's uncle. Something weird is going on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think he still loves Barney too.
Oh,
This
and
guy.
then Sammy, remember the chick that was buying all the shit?
Oh yeah, Carrie Joe.
Yeah. Our buddy threw her a bone.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, to pay her back for all of us. He took her and
She, I don't know. She was like Lucy.
yeah,
Yeah.
And, but everyone was like, eh. But we had one buddy that was like, I got this.
Yeah. You have to pay our debts.
He's like, she bought us a lot of shit this weekend.
Well, she did. It was like hundreds of dollars. She blew the whole check. It was her whole grant.
Wow.
The whole grand check, and she was buying everything. Oh yeah, here, have this. Here, we'll buy food for you. And like I said, not at one point, but a couple times, people were like, you need that for books, but I'm not going to say no.
Yeah, I don't give a
You're
shit.
going to buy it.
I wonder if she
Okay.
made it back the next year.
I don't know.
I don't
know.
remember seeing her again.
No, because they all came and visited Lewiston a bunch of times, or
Yeah.
a couple times,
Yeah,
and
a
then
couple times.
and then when he got married, we saw him all again on Long Island, and it's like you said last week, these people loved us.
Yeah.
Like they loved. There's this thing where if people went to college or went away to school, they bring their friends back, and their friends loved our friends. Like they love our group. They'd always, oh yeah, we want to go back to Lewiston and Youngstown, or come visit us. And to this day, we're friends with. There's one guy that lives in Seattle, and we had other friends move and be roommates with him other places in the country. He goes, I love Lewiston. He goes, it's better than the place I grew up. There's no place I'd rather be.
Yeah.
And he was just a college roommate of one of our buddies.
Right.
So these people like loved it when we came to town. It was because it was party all the time.
Yeah.
But then, so we were tripping watching Barney the next day, and this was 20 hours later. Yeah, this is 20 hours later, and I'm still tripping. And finally, I was like, I just want to stop tripping. I don't know what to do anymore. I was like, I can't watch Barney anymore. I'm sweating. I've done everything I could do. And somebody just goes, just go take a shower, man. And I took a shower, and I come back. I'm like, oh, thank God it's done. It's finally over.
Wow, it's over. Sometimes the strangest things can snap you in or out.
Yeah, you just washed it off.
Yeah, and that's all it was. It was. I mean, we did other things that week. I remember people were they were the nicest people there too. Like everybody wanted to share everything. The one guy who was the singer.
Yeah, everyone was really cool.
I don't know if you remember this. The guy who was the singer didn't trip with us, and I just remember this the other day. And I said, "You're not going to do acid?" He goes, "No, I'm not going to trip for a while." And I said, "Why not?" He goes, "Well, a couple of weeks ago, I did morning glory seeds, and I tripped for 3 days, and they saw me walking in the mountains in my underwear." I'm like, "Is that a thing?" I'm like, "Do you morning glory seeds? Is this what you do at college?" And he's like, "Yeah, I just don't feel like tripping much anymore." I'm like, oh. I look back now, I'm thinking, who even thinks of that? But
Right.
we all thought of that for at least a couple times.
Were you with us that time that we went out into the woods and to that lake?
I was not. No,
Okay.
no, that was a different time.
Yeah, I told that on the show last week, and I couldn't remember
You
everything.
guys found paradise in the middle.
Yeah, there was a bunch of people there. I just couldn't remember all of who was there.
No, I wasn't there. Go
I
ahead.
remember being super nervous when Rinker went on the swing.
Oh, I was always super nervous when Rinker did anything.
Well, yeah, like how clumsy he can be.
Mm-hmm.
Best wrestler, dude. Best wrestler though. Like,
Oh yeah.
This guy just murdered people. but then you throw him a football and he's like, oh. And you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, he was an excellent wrestler. Big
Unbelievable.
Deadhead and stuff. He's the one that got me into the Grateful Dead and created a monster, so to speak. But yeah, but he'd always call us to go to West Virginia. It was great.
I know.
It was great. When we were you were talking about the one where Seth, the guy, offered me the beer and the weed and the speed last week.
Yeah.
That was actually after we went and saw the Grateful Dead in Pittsburgh.
Right.
And we went and stayed there. But I was telling Cap this story. He didn't remember. We're standing outside of the Dead show, and he went to get a beer, and he walked like far away, like 200 yards or so away.
I vaguely remember this now that he told me, but.
And he's walking, and he's got a beer in his hand, and there's some little hippie chick next to him with a paper cup. And I could see he just looks annoyed, and he's walking with her, and he's just got this pissed off look. And then he's got the beer in one hand, and he stops, and without even looking, he backhand pours a little bit in her glass and keeps walking. I'm like, what's the hell about? He goes, dude, this fucking chick wouldn't leave me alone. She kept begging me for change. She had this cup full of change. I kept telling her I didn't have any change. So she goes, can I have some of your beer? So I dumped it in on top of the money.
Here's some of your beer. Enjoy.
Just right on top of the change. And then she drank it.
Oh, that's so gross. And then she went and did something weird with another guy in the lot, and coronavirus was born.
Oh, exactly. Oh, probably.
That's so dirty. Bunch of dirty hippie money.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I know. And probably a relatively warm beer.
Yeah, I know.
It was hard to even get a cold beer.
Oh, yeah. You just wanted a beer. It didn't matter what it was.
I didn't care what temperature it was. I just wanted one.
I remember one time, the only time I wanted to order anything besides grilled cheese in the lot at a show, and I don't even remember where the show was. I wanted to get like one of those veggie burritos or something. And so, all right. I know it's a little bit lax on hygiene and stuff, but I figured maybe they'd have a spoon. No, guy gets the burrito, the tortilla in his hand, and there's all the vegetables and stuff, and he just scoops it with his hand and plops it in there.
Wow.
I'm like, I'm good.
I'm gonna give this to someone else.
I'm like, man, I don't do 20 shows in a row, maybe 3 or 4. So I still kind of wash my hands and like clean food, but who am I to complain?
Yeah, that happens a few times where you smell it. You smell somebody's operation, and you're like, that smells fucking awesome. And you wait in line, and then you get up there and you see the people doing it, and you see the operation, and you're like, abort. I don't want to eat this. Their dog is licking everything.
Remember the Winnebago?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we all split weed, and he sold his. Do you remember this? Yeah.
Mm-mm.
You don't remember this? So he sold his portion, and
then he tried to get on everybody else's.
Well, yeah, and then he went and bought like bread and peanut butter and cheese.
Yeah,
and was making grilled peanut butters and grilled cheeses and selling them and fucking making money. And then he's like, "Yo, can I get a hit of that weed? Yo, can I get a hit of that weed? Yo, can I get a hit?" And I'm like, "Dude, we all had more than enough. You're a fucking asshole."
He's trying to do a little Rockefeller.
It was fucked up.
I remember that story. I do remember hearing that.
He always was, dude, great guy. I'll always love him. But
tons
what I mean?
of fun.
Yeah, hey man, can you pick me up? You got $5? Every time,
everybody had that guy.
But,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude,
absolutely.
We were at a festival one time, and one of the guys we were camping with, you set up under the tent with all your circle of chairs and everything. He had one of those weightless chairs, one of those weird angled, I don't know. It was a super comfortable fold out lawn chair, but you were sitting in a weird way. You were sitting in a way that anybody with khaki cargo shorts sat down, everything in their pockets came out. So we constantly had people stopping by to pick up or drop off things, and then we'd look on the ground and they'd be like, "Oh, there's a lighter and a bunch of joints."
Wow, look at all this stuff.
Oh, a bag of this, a bag of that. And it was fucking awesome, dude. It was like a booby trap. It was amazing.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably.
Got to get me one of those chairs.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah. We kept finding
God,
shit
pick 'em
under that
up.
chair.
Look at all these mushrooms.
Yeah.
No,
That was, we all got out of our
I
tents
guess
one
we'll do
morning
these.
and saw like bags of what we thought. Well, I mean, they were mushrooms, but they weren't. And then as soon as you looked at them, you're like, what the fuck is this shit? You know what I mean? Someone went around and left bags outside of everybody's tents.
Oh, really?
So we got up in the morning,
Really?
but they weren't like, they were not quality. I don't think anybody had the balls to even try any of them. We're all
Oh,
just
wow.
like, you know what I mean? If, it wasn't, I don't know, that was weird.
yeah, if somebody's leaving your free mushrooms, that is kind of sketchy.
Yeah, I think it was
for
some
sure.
sketch balls probably trying to like get everybody on the same fucking level, man.
Oh, God.
Don't eat the brown mushrooms.
They're all brown.
They're all brown. Wait a minute, what? I've gotten deals before where, I've been in, like, I was at a show in Vegas, and the guy's like, look, man, I got to drive way home. I got a 20-hour drive. I'm not bringing all these with me, so just give me $10. I'll give you the whole big bag. Oh, sure,
Yeah.
But for free, I don't know about free.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. That's why, it was sketchy. It was weird. Like there was a bunch of like cops there with like a net or something, or like a box with a stick on it. Like
Yeah.
a Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Oh,
Like we try to go grab them and they catch us.
It's like that commercial. I got you $1.
Yeah.
And they just keep reeling it back.
Yeah. This is suspicious.
oh, this is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I figured you could tell a bunch of how many stories I've started telling with. Someone was tripping this one time. I was at the show. Oh, this happened. Oh, the cops caught me doing nitrous. It's just too much. Can't run anymore. Drop it. Oh, okay. I'll just drop it now. Not
I
running anymore.
remember getting balloons at the one show. And do you remember how big balloons used to be?
Oh yeah, it used to be 3. Oh God, we sound like the old hippies, dude. in
I
my
know,
day,
but like,
balloons.
dude, they were fucking
Yeah.
They were
gigantic.
huge. 3 for $10, and they were
Yeah,
fucking
and they were like
huge.
this big.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were punch
it
balls.
was-
They used to use the punch balls.
It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, like those super stretchy balloons that,
Yeah.
So we're walking back out of the one show with our boy from West Virginia. Well, I am. And we stop and we grab some. And all of a sudden I'm like, easy, buddy. Like, it's like kind of downhill. I think it was Buckeye Lake. It's like a little bit downhill, like the way that we were going.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, easy, buddy. Because I see him like starting to like tilt and like go, you
Yeah.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure I am too, but I know that I have control of myself, you know?
yeah.
He does not look like he does. And then all of a sudden, whoosh, he goes down. Dude, I've never seen anything like this. Like, and I'm sure it had something to do with the balloon and the hallucinogenics.
Yeah.
He landed on a fucking bag of empties and rode it down the hill. I'm not making this up. Dude, he had a huge cut on his leg from it. Like, I was like, oh no. I started running after him. And like, fucking, he, not like super far, but probably like 20 or 30 feet. He was on this thing. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, I was like, oh my God. He's like, brr. And like, I fucking catch up to him when it fucking stops. And he's like, still got the balloons. I was like, dude, that was amazing. He's like, my leg hurts. And I was like, oh, you got a gash.
Wow. And somebody,
Oh, man.
in all the chaos of those shows, somebody was like walking by and just out of the corner of their eye saw a guy holding balloons riding a bag of
Yeah,
aluminum
dude.
down a hill.
Dude, on his chest. Like, he had his arms all the way
Yeah.
out. I've never seen anything
Like
that.
a luge, like the Olympic luge.
It was awesome. It was.
Oh, that's funny.
He's a man of many talents.
He is a hilarious guy.
Oh, God, yeah.
I told him we were doing this. He goes, "Okay, I'm going to listen." I'm like, "Yeah, you damn right you are." But did you ever tell? I don't remember. I think I remember. You tell the story of actually was Buckeye when we were pushing the Winnebago uphill.
Oh, yeah.
You told that or no?
No, I have not told that.
Oh, okay. So this guy, the West Virginia guy, Ranker, he used to have this Winnebago. So they would take it to dead shows. And in fact, when we all went to Newport, obviously, we went to the Buffalo show, and the day after was the last day of school. So I went with my brother and some other people. So I went to school.
Smoking Joe?
Into this class. Huh? Smoking Joe, yeah. Smoking Joe went to a lot of Dead shows.
Yeah, I know. I'll tell this after. Go ahead.
Okay. So we're sitting in class, and all of a sudden, you look out the window, and this big Winnebago comes barreling in the parking lot, opens it up, and all these people come out in tie-dyes, come into class and stuff for the last day of school. But we went to see the Dead in Buckeye Lake, and there was a shitload of us. And Buckeye Lake, it kind of reminded me of Woodstock. It was real hilly. It's out in the middle of nowhere, and it rained. Like, it poured the night of the show. Traffic open.
Which is why he was able to slide on this bag.
Yeah, because it was muddy as shit. So after we had to leave, you had to go uphill to get out of there. And the Winnebago was pretty old. It could go, but it wasn't in the best shape. So started going uphill, and it wouldn't go. It got stuck. So everybody gets out. You got to get out and push.
Plus, it was carrying like what? How much? Like 12, 14 of us, something like that?
At least 12 or 14, because we were in a car behind, and then there was another car, but everybody was kind of like, all right, we'll ride in the Winnebago to get out of here so we could party for a few more minutes,
Right.
Sit here, smoke a couple, have a couple beers, and we'll ride up the hill and get out of there. So then they had to get all that weight, and we're stuck. So everybody gets out and pushes, and it's muddy as shit, and we're pushing up this hill, and we're pushing. All of a sudden, you hear all this cheering and like a big roar, and all these people, all these deadheads, come out of their cars, come out of the woods, like hippies from everywhere.
They literally came out of like the cornfields in the woods. Like, I was like, whoa, this is fucking crazy.
Like, tons of people saw the struggle we were having, pushed us up the hill. Pushed all these people came.
Dude, so many people were pushing it.
Like, I was like Field of Dreams.
It was so cool.
They all just started coming like ghosts of
like,
deadheads.
It was almost like that. It was so cool.
Pushed it up there. Everybody starts cheering, and then we're like, all right, cool, we're gonna get out of here. All these other people run back down the hill. Let's get the next one, and then they just start pushing cars up the hill. Like, Rinker's Winnebago was the first one, and they all start cheering and shit, and then they just start pushing cars up the hill, helping each other out.
Wow.
It was fucking crazy.
Were you in the Winnebago when we were playing euchre in the back, and Ewok was driving, and we were going around that one ramp that had the guardrail, and all of a sudden, like, fucking sparks are just shooting everywhere?
No, I wasn't.
You weren't?
No.
Dude, like, the curtains were closed, but, like, I caught, like, a little glimmer of it, and I parted the, like, curtain just a little. Or no, I'm sorry. Whoever was next to me parted the curtain a little, because I was like, what the fuck was that? And then we were like, whoa, what the hell? He's like, everything's fine. We're good. Took it a little too fast. Just scraping along the guardrail.
Oh, man.
I think I remember that one.
Huh?
Everything, all these stories, like, I have a very cartoonish, like, you guys are skidding along the thing and there's sparks flying out, but there's also just like bags of weed and fucking tie-dye shirts flying out the window and like very cartoonish type shit.
It is very cartoonish. It was very cartoonish.
And I'm glad we can actually tell these stories, because I was talking to somebody who we used to hang out with as well, and he brought up a good point. He goes, I'm glad to talk to people that went through this, that we went through it together, and that's why I'm glad that I'm still friends with these guys after all these years.
Right.
Because I try to tell other people these stories, and they look at me like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, no, believe me, it happened. I was there. Like, this stupid shit actually happened a lot.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a few of those stories where it's like only me and the other dude who were there like get it. And even if it's someone I only see like once every 5 years or some shit, I'll be like, remember that time? And be like, yeah, dude. And like every time I try to tell that story, people just stare at me.
Yeah.
Like I don't even try.
That didn't happen.
Remember we were laughing for fucking 3 hours because, I don't know, like there was a time where me and my buddy Tim just ran into another one of some guy we knew, and he was with this girl. And the interaction was just the mood in the air was so fucking weird. Me and him were like, all right, bye. And then we got in the car and laughed for 2 hours. And I'm like, why was that so funny? I don't know. I can't explain it. It just was so weird. I think everybody was like on a different thing. And it was just one of those weird cosmic interactions where just the energy was just made the weirdest combination, and we still just laugh our balls off. I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck that was.
It was fucking funny though.
It was really funny.
Yeah. And you try to tell somebody, and they're like, "Yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, you're got to stop this shit."
I don't know.
No,
yeah,
I swear, just forget it. I'll just shut my mouth and
weird
never tell
shit
another
you see.
story.
Because I think when you're in that state of mind, especially young, and you have your adventurous, open mind, things are all amazing to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
a good point.
Like when
Yeah.
Sammy's brother, Smoking Joe, pulled up right next to us in RFK Stadium when we were parking
I
for the
think you
first
told me
night.
that. Yeah. And
It was
RFK Stadium.
yeah.
Like
It was so weird. Like he parked and he got out and he's like, "What's up, guys?"
like it was nothing.
And we were like, "What the fuck?" We're like, "Were you following us?" And he's like, "No." We're like, "How did that happen?" He's like, "I have no idea, but when I pulled in next to you, like I saw Hannah in his truck and was like, whoa." It was unbelievable. The
Yeah,
car
it's funny 'cause I
directly
hear that-
next to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, I hear that story from my friends and my brother all the time.
Yeah.
They're at RFK. Still
Yeah.
can't believe that happened.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is fucking
yeah.
nuts. The
Yeah.
odds of that. We need a
Right.
fucking statistician to tell us the odds of that.
That's the same show that when Benyon was on the show, we found
guys
him
got
at that
lost?
gas station in the middle of
Wow,
the
that was the same night?
That was the same night.
That's some cosmic Grateful Dead shit.
And the same night that we never found our tent.
You kept finding each other without even trying. You kept
Washington,
accidentally
D.C.
finding each other, and you couldn't find your tent.
It was like the longest day ever.
Yeah.
Washington D.C., where all your dreams come true.
Oh, yeah.
Like Jesus.
That's fucking
Yeah, that kind
great.
of shit. I don't know. It's even finding people at that time. It's not like there was a cell phone. You couldn't call anybody, and
Right.
you couldn't get out. It just you got lucky. You either saw somebody or you didn't. That's all it was.
We
You had to
were,
memorize everything when you walked around.
yeah.
Like, you had to memorize, like, all the focal points, you know?
Yeah, I remember that landmarks and shit like
Yeah,
that.
like-
Yeah. Because you just go, I'm a big, like, at a show or a festival or whatever, I'm a big by myself guy. I like to get my pockets stashed with whatever I need and just go. I don't want to be like with the group who wants to get there. Oh, she needs to get water. Are we gonna get something to eat? Like you
Yeah.
can't. I just want to go and just enjoy shit for as ever long as I want, and then walk away and go to the other side of the place and just see the stage from every angle I can. I'm that guy. So yeah, I remember that. Like not having a phone, you just have your peripherals. You have
Yeah,
everything
exactly.
there. We were out at
That's
a
it.
festival one time. And like I was like with a couple other dudes, and like the one dude like didn't want. My one friend was just zoned in, like he was in the zone, just glow sticks all over him, just staring at the stage with saucer eyes, just like twisting, just nodding his head and just dancing, like right in the middle of the crowd. And I'm like, yo, I want to go get some fucking food. I want to move. I want to walk around. I want to look at shit. I don't want to just stand. I'm done with whatever band's playing. I want to go. Let's go do something. And my buddy's like, what about him? Are we going to leave him? Are we going to leave the boy? He kept calling him the boy. We were all fucking chirping balls. He's like, are we going to leave the boy? I'm like, he's fine. Look at him.
Yeah.
So we just left him.
Yeah.
And then I went to get food. We saw our other friends. They're like, where's the boy? I'm like, he's around. They're like, you just left him? I'm like, yeah, he's fine. So we didn't see him for like a couple hours. And
You
like,
gotta leave him when he's like that.
yeah, dude, he's fine. He's fine. It would freak him out to like try to shake him out of that.
Right.
So, dude, we walk around and we go to see all these other bands, and it's like 3 a.m. and we're like in the late night tent set. And we're walking through the crowd, and I swear to God, at a different stage, but at the same position in the crowd, just dead center, is the boy with now like double the glow sticks on him, just doing the same dance, same look on his face. And I'm just like, holy shit, there he is.
There he is.
It was fucking amazing.
Thank God he's the brightest guy here.
Yeah, we could all see him. He's just covered in glow sticks. And we're just like, what did you do? Like, I want to put a GoPro on him and just like follow his adventures. Like, what did you do for the last 2 hours? Yeah.
Funny.
You just got to have its energy, dude. It really is. It sounds like hippy dippy shit, but you just got to have that energy and just shit'll click.
Yeah.
Crazy
Yeah.
things will start happening.
Yeah.
Yep. You're gonna get back eventually. It's not like
Right.
you're gonna, it's gonna be daylight. Your friends aren't gonna leave. It's.
Someone's going to help you.
exactly.
It's the only place where you can also just approach strangers and just try to get help, and they'll be like they'll push your fucking Winnebago up a hill.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like, we got you, man. We got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you're having a bad trip or something, like, we've all been through that. No problem, man.
Yeah.
Let's sit here. Here, you want some water?
Yep.
Yeah. Don't worry. This is forever. It's permanent. All of your fears are true. That's what I would tell them.
Yeah. You're gonna make an excellent.
Good
dad.
luck.
Yeah. You know what the worst part about this is the emotional guilt, you know? Just send them off.
Oh, everybody knows.
Maybe I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh, good times.
Oh,
I
yeah.
miss that stuff. It's just not the same. Hey, you get older, though. You can't do that shit so
Yeah.
much anymore. You're like, oh, wait a minute. Fuck.
Of course. You don't, like we said, you have that young, youthful look on the world
Yeah.
where, you
Do
know,
whatever the
now
hell you
it's
want.
just, you know, you think about that shit. And, like, if we went on a trip and we lost the tent, I'd be so fucking pissed. I wouldn't be like,
Right.
oh, adventure. I'd be like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? We spent money on all that shit.
Oh, we were pissed.
Yeah.
But
You figured it out.
It's
And
part
after
of
a
the
while, I
fun,
was-
yeah.
Yeah, no, after a while, it's just like, oh, look, yeah, I'm going to go to this show in the middle of nowhere, but I'm going to get a hotel
Oh, my God, yeah.
and drive there. You know, I'm like, I
Yeah.
could get a hotel now. I'm not going to go camp out in the middle of nowhere so much.
Yeah.
Now and then, it's not so bad.
It's pretty great. Like the Uber to the show, like everything goes so smoothly now, which is great.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot less, you know, trouble people get in, but you know, it kind of, you know,
there's a lot less stories, too.
yeah, there's a lot less. Like you don't get lost. You
Oh,
don't get
yeah.
lost. You don't have to figure all that shit out. Like the adventure, it's still an adventure. It's like a fine-tuned adventure.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's, well, we had, this one time I went to a show, it was a Phish show in Albany, and it snowed. Well, we went to the show was great, and on the way back, the other three guys I was with, there was somebody else's car, and the other three guys I was with decided to fall asleep. So I'm driving back, it's December, it's a nice sunny day, nothing's going on, no snow or anything. All of a sudden, the cops are on the throughway, so we're going from Albany to Buffalo, and cops are on the throughway and they direct me off. And those guys wake up and they're like, what the hell's going on? I said, your fucking throughway's closed. And they're like, what do you mean the throughway's closed? It's a beautiful day. I said, I don't know, maybe there was an accident. So we decided to get all high and shit. Perfect. About 5 minutes later, it's a wall of snow. I mean, you couldn't even, it was like you couldn't see a foot in front of you. It was a couple years ago there, these guys had a real bad snowstorm in Buffalo, and it was just like, it was, you know, a couple feet or 10 feet or something in a day or whatever it was. I don't know. But this was the worst snowstorm until that, like just a barrage. And we had to inch forward. I finally got us to like a 7-Eleven, and we said, all right, well, I guess we're going to have to hunker down here for the night. We walk into 7-Eleven. They're like, yeah, we're closing. You got to go. We're like, oh, fuck. So we just jump back in the car and start driving.
When was this? Like,
This was 95. So it was me, Hogan, Leo, and Lapine. And so we're driving. Finally, either Hogan goes, I know where we are. Turn down this street. And I turned down a street in Buffalo, and boom, I hit a snowbank right in the middle of the street. And I said, well, we're not going anywhere else. He goes, perfect. Melissa and Katie live right there. And we got it.
We're
We
good.
got all our shit out of the car. We left the car in the middle of the street. It was right off was it Hurdle Avenue, I think? Not Hurdle.
nah, they lived off Maine.
Yeah, off Maine. Okay, so it's Minnesota or one of those
Minnesota,
streets?
yeah. It
Yeah,
was
so
Minnesota.
so the car was in the middle of Main Street in Minnesota. Like as soon as you turn in, boom, I hit a snowbank, and we left the car. We just left it.
Just left it in
and
the
walked to the
snowbank.
house, and they're like, what the fuck are you guys doing here? They're like, oh, we just went and saw Phish last night. Now we're stranded. So that's it. We went to their house and partied for the night, and that was it. Next day, snow melted. We got in the car and went home. The craziest, but just out of nowhere adventure. That shit just don't happen. Now it's like, oh, we could just stay in a hotel for the night. We're going to be okay.
Yeah, we'll get an Uber.
We'll get an Uber. Maybe there's a nice wine tasting or something we could do.
Yeah,
you
oh,
know.
look, there's a fucking Airbnb right there. We can
Yep.
get a place for the night.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a continental breakfast. This seems good.
Yeah. It's weird though, because it's like now, like you look back on that shit fondly, but I'm sure if you went to everybody stuck in a snowbank at the time and were like, don't you
Yeah.
wish you just had a magic glass device in your pocket that could solve all these problems? They'd be like,
Yeah.
yes, this isn't an adventure. This sucks.
Yep.
You know what I
Like,
mean?
fuck this shit.
But, you look back on it now we look back on any human activity fondly.
Yeah, right? Yeah, go ahead, tell me about it.
That's
Watching
the
people
craziest
email,
shit.
man. Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to harp on the fucking whole thing, and everybody's talking about it constantly. But like what we're talking about, the Dead, the Phish, that whole culture, that whole world, because it's not just a band, it's not just it's a fucking world. You go to those shows and you're like, this is not America. It's not. It's a country. It's a different country. It's a different universe. And like, does that just exist somewhere now that there's no shows? Like, did they all go up to a fucking commune in the mountains? Or did it just evaporate? Is it one of those things like it's like...
I kind of wonder that too.
Like, what are a lot of these people doing?
Yeah, where are
I
they?
wondered that while it was still going on. I'm thinking, okay, so what do you do when there's no show? Like, okay, there really isn't a time where there isn't any show. I mean, you could go see somebody almost every night, but can you really tour every day of your life?
I don't know.
Can you really do that? Is that possible?
I don't know.
Like, where is home? I mean, you know, it's almost like a...
Yeah, do you have a home base?
Yeah,
or is it just the van is your home base and just wherever you happen to go, whatever venue of the night, you know what I mean? You're a resident of Hampton Coliseum for the evening, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you could. I mean, I guess you could sleep in a truck stop or a rest area parking lot or something.
What if you don't sell any of your grilled cheese or any of your waters or any of your beers at like one of the shows? Like, then you're out of money. Like, how do you? What do you do?
Yes, it's a guaranteed market, I guess.
Yeah, because at the very least, you need gas to get to the next one.
Well, exactly. That's what I mean.
You can go without food, but you need the gas, and yeah, but now is the real question, like you said, Thurman. What are you doing now? Now that there's no shows and there's nowhere to drive to, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's not even like It's not even like Dead and Company just canceled their tour. Like the fucking we have 3 people in a room right now, and I'm pretty sure they're like someone's gonna bust the door in and fucking separate 6 feet, motherfuckers, like with guns and shit, like an episode of Cops.
You guys are only 4 feet apart. What are you doing?
It's not like one band canceled a tour and like now it's like, oh well, I guess we'll just follow. Like I was looking at like shows like Mo played Radio City Music Hall in like 2007. And I was like, man, those bands really cleaned up when Phish wasn't together, huh? Yeah. Because now, like, you know what I mean? Mo's still great, but they're not playing fucking Radio City Music Hall on New Year's Eve. Right. And they were probably like in 2009 when Phish came back. They're like, oh, great. That's awesome. Thank you. That's half of our audience gone.
Here we go.
Yeah. I remember at the Millennium when Phish played Big Cypress, which is down here.
That's the
legend. And it's
a
huge. You could put I don't know how many thousands of people. And somebody goes, "Hey, do you want to come down and see Phish?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm going to see Mo on New Year's." Where are they playing? Schenectady. You know, I spent my Millennium New Year's in Schenectady, New York.
Nice.
It was a great show, but yeah, it was awesome. But I mean,
Big Cypress was like the legendary That's like a fucking once in a lifetime fucking thing. There's somebody at the door.
Mm-hmm. But I went to Schenectady, New York instead.
Oh, hey, bud.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, bud.
Buck just walked in.
Hey, Buck.
Sam says hi.
He can't hear you.
Oh, okay.
Can't see you.
Nobody can see me. He can't see you. But yeah, it's a lot of those bands did clean. Well, it's just like when they all clean up when the Dead, stopped touring.
Yeah, I mean that's what made Phish. That's what added to Phish's fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're just like, all right, now we could do big arenas all the time.
Yeah, and
even at that, they still don't sell out stadiums like the Dead was.
No, yeah, stadiums and shit. But still, I mean, it goes from one to the next since the fucking '60s, and I think this is the first time since then that it's just. The brakes are on. Just stop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you see like any of the cyber concerts that they're doing?
Oh yeah. I'm watching. Well, besides you, who's like the Jerry Lewis of coronavirus, I mean, you've done everything except for a dance-a-thon. And trust me, I'm waiting on that too. Yeah. But yeah, I watch Phish on Tuesdays, the Dead on Fridays. Yeah. I watch you on Thursdays.
Fucking did you see the Stones doing their thing for that big One World thing, and Charlie Watts is like air drumming?
No, I totally
he's playing with like a couple sticks on like a suitcase, but you hear like cymbals and shit crashing.
Really?
I don't know if they fade. It's weird how they're patching it all together.
Wow.
But it's just like that's so weird about the whole thing is it's affecting fucking everybody. Like now you're like, I'm watching the Stones all play on screen, separated, like on a Zoom. Keith Richards is punching into a Zoom meeting. Like, it's fucking weird.
Oh, that's too much for me. Nah, I can't do that.
It's trippy.
Poor Stones. God, I love them. They're still good live, but
They were supposed to come here. They booked like 8 dates for the summer tour, and one of them was Buffalo.
Right.
oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's right. No, that's right. It was my parents' anniversary, and I was trying to convince them. It's their 50th wedding anniversary.
Oh,
And I
wow.
said, so you want to go see the Stones for your anniversary? Yeah, that didn't fly too well, but
They didn't want to go?
no, I know, it'll just been, well, I have brothers and sisters, and I figured, I can only pay for the 3 of us. They're on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? I know. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Right.
but-
What's the problem?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the Stones, I mean, well, a lot of people are canceled. There's some that are still, like the Black Crowes haven't announced anything, but
Yeah, I think Phish hasn't
Everybody's
either.
still-
Isn't Phish is still? I mean, I have shows that just keep getting pushed back. Every
Yeah.
couple weeks they make a new announcement, and then the guy emails me and pushes it back the month. You know what I mean? So we'll
that's
fucking
not so
see.
bad.
Yeah, it's not so bad. But like I said, like all that we're talking about, like things we're planning for like July or June, it reminds me of at the end of Mice and Men when the fucking retarded guy's talking about how we're gonna have a farm with rabbits, and everyone's like, "Yep, totally," knowing full well it's not gonna happen. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, poor hippies.
That's what I'm saying. What are they doing? This
Poor
train
hippies.
has been going since the fucking 60s, man, and this is the first time it's just done.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? They could make a big garden somewhere, or
I think that's what's happening. I think there's out in the middle of nowhere some band's playing, and there's like a whole bunch of hippies dancing. I want to find
they're in
out
Buckeye Lake.
how do I get on that bill? How do I
could be
I
in
want to play
Buckeye
that?
Yeah,
They're in the cornfields in Buckeye Lake.
All right.
yeah. They just went all back. We're gonna help these guys up the hill and go back. Been waiting 20-something years.
Where the fuck are they?
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we got another tripping story. You want to tell it?
We can take a break real quick if you want.
Yeah.
Want to take a break?
Yeah. And then, then we can do it.
Okay.
All right. So,
Awkward silence.
yeah, I know.
Wait,
So what,
what?
are you going to hang up, Sammy, or are you going to stay on the line?
It's up to you. You tell me what to do. I don't care.
I don't
I'm
give
just
a
gonna
shit.
sit here and drink more
Yeah,
beers.
it doesn't matter. Yeah, and well, we'll just call you back in a couple minutes.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna take the
Okay.
dog out.
All right.
right.
See, this is what we have to do in this new world. It's bullshit. We used to just say, all right, let's take a break, and then everybody would go take a piss. Now we got to fucking figure it out. God damn it. All right, Captain's Jug of Thoughts. Fucking stay there.
Yeah, no, it doesn't affect.
All right. Was that what? There was a peep, though. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
What up?
I'm sneezing.
Nothing.
I got
Bless
it. I'm sneezing.
Oh my God! Wipe everything down.
Wipe it all down. You hear?
I can't. Not that good.
No.
Be this.
There it
Hello.
is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Better?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Behringer.
Yeah, I was wondering if I'm thinking before. I'm like, am I too loud on the phone? I'm like, nah. Take
No,
the
you're
phone
good.
down. They
No,
got all the
you're fine.
controls. They got all the controls.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it's, what, everyone's freshman year of college?
Oh, the Buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give or take. I probably was. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah. It had to be.
Yeah. And,
We're still stupid.
yeah, and our friends had a house on Ashland Avenue, like, right off Elmwood. And they had this big party this one night, and I don't know what the hell happened to Sammy. You're gonna have to tell that part.
Okay. Well, you going to keep going, or you want me to tell that part?
Well, I mean, your part kind of happened before my part, so.
Yeah, it's a good point. Okay. Well, I used to have this. I used to have a big station wagon, and so
It was awesome.
yeah. So I used to drive instead of everybody going and having to drive themselves to wherever. We're always hanging out together, so I could load 8, 10, 12 people in the wagon, bunch of beer, whatever we had, and go to the same destination. So
And Sam didn't really drink back then. Like,
no, well before
At
that,
first.
at this time I didn't. Before that, I really didn't. I would hang out with everybody, but I was like, I don't really
so
want to
he'd
get all
cart like
fucked up.
6,
Yeah.
7, 8
Yeah.
of us around.
So
And,
the drunk bus, but it was a wagon.
Yeah,
I was always amazed how he did it. Like, I'm like, God, we got to be so fucking annoying. He's sober.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As a sober guy, yeah, you guys are all a bunch of fucking obnoxious asses.
He's
Yeah,
like,
but
I got you guys.
Yeah, it didn't bother me. We all hung out. I mean, I'd known most
Yeah.
of these guys. For
It's
fucking
funny.
years and
It's
years
fucking
and years,
hilarious.
you know?
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it was funny after all. And I'd fuck with them too. You know, they'd be tripping or shit. And it was one of those ones that had the way back seat, so they would sit back
Yeah.
there and
It
throw
was awesome.
cigarettes.
It's like the Brady
It
Bunch
was
car.
actually, yeah, it was fun. So I didn't give a fuck.
It was fun.
But then after, when I started getting real fucked up, it'd be like, all right, I can take everybody to the same place, but we're all pretty much staying there until I sober up and I
Right.
can drive back
Right.
home. But we could all go at the same time, and it'll be easy.
And none of us cared.
Yeah,
Like, we
it
were
was
like,
just-
cool.
yeah, it was just a lot easier. So I would do that from time to time. So this one particular time, we happened to get shitloads. It was chock full that night. So I'd say there was about 11 of us in there, 10 or 11, beers and everything. And we drove up to Buffalo. Buddy was having a party on Ashland Avenue. So again, we got some acid. So we're sitting in the house, and it's just our buddies. It's just our friends, 15, 20 of us, whatever. Take the acid, and we start drinking. We're playing quarters. He had this bar, this high bar and stuff, and we're all sitting around playing drinking games and smoking cigarettes and rolling joints. And me,
And it's like
going,
one floor of those like huge old houses, which is like, you know, those houses like went on forever.
Yeah.
Like it was just
Yeah.
like room after room after room, you know?
Is that a Victorian house? Is that what it's called? Seems like it should be.
Yeah, they're
Like a fucking
probably
dollhouse.
Yeah,
yeah, they really were.
because it was all wood, creaky and stuff. You know, it's all the college
Leaky
houses above us.
windows.
Yeah, leaky windows, small. Yeah, it's cheap ass, which will come into play later. Cheap ass thin glass windows and shit.
Yep.
And so we're up there, and me, being the genius that I am, going, "Oh man, this shit isn't powerful at all." So I just started hammering down drinks, hammering down beers and stuff, and then all of a sudden, you know, after a couple hours, the acid kicks in, and then people start showing up. And
Classic
it's just-
mistake. Classic.
Yeah, exactly.
We've
Oh,
all done
rookie
it.
mistake.
We've all done it.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah, absolutely. And it's you. I'm glad I did the booze and not. Oh, this acid hasn't kicked in. Let me eat 10 more.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I better take more.
I'd still be tripping right now watching Barney and shit. You know?
Yeah.
You'd be with your buddy. You're like, I get it.
Thank God I recorded this show.
I love you.
Man,
You love
you're a
me.
genius. So, then people start showing up, and it was random people, like a frat. Some random frat walked by and saw there's a party going on, and they started a fight out front. It was pouring rain outside, so everything was just in full effect because I'm tripping so hard. They had the music up loud to the point where people had to go and, like Captain even said,
It
he had
was
to go in a different
really
room.
loud.
People are dancing in the strobe lights, and I lost my shit. I lost it. And I had to get out of there. I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't talk to anybody.
That sounds like a freaky scene.
It was freaky for me.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, like if you're in that state of mind, yeah, that's.
Yeah, I mean, it was
a
cool,
lot.
but like, you know, it could easily take a turn for the worse.
Yeah.
And because I got so hammered, my worst turn happened a little bit earlier than some.
Right.
Yeah. So I decided I had to get out of there. And there was another guy from Lewiston who was at the party, and he goes, "Hey, I'm leaving." And I heard him. I was like, "Oh my God, can I get a ride?" He goes, "Back to Lewiston?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I go with him, not thinking that I drove all these people. Didn't give a fuck. Just thought I had to get out of there. So I went. I got in this car. Another buddy of ours saw me, and he was tripping so hard he couldn't speak. He just couldn't. He would just look at me, palms up, shrugging his shoulders as if to say, "What are you doing?" He just couldn't talk. And I said, "I'm sorry, man.
He's doing
gotta go."
silent Bob gestures to,
Yeah,
to
just
communicate.
Please say something to me because I can't say anything to you.
just shrugging his shoulders, sitting there, shrugging. I'm like, "I'm sorry, man. I got to get out of here." And I went home. And my parents were on vacation at the time. I was still living at home, and I just went to my house and tripped by myself. And that was my night. It was free. We had a friend that had. It doesn't really matter that he was, but he was his Korean roommate Ali, and that's the last thing that I remember is him in this strobe light dancing to Rift, or not Rift. Sorry, it was Maze. It was Maze because. The music was so loud and it was echoing in my head. We'll never get out of this maze. We'll never get out. I'm like, oh my God,
What a bunch of assholes to write a song like that.
You're like, I am never going to get out of this maze.
Yeah.
What, you're leaving? Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, just get me out of here.
They were like, let's just
yeah.
fuck with the kids. Let's write a crazy song. It's going to drive them nuts.
Well, if it was a contest, they fucking won. Okay?
Right.
They won. They beat me. And that's it. And I took off from that party because I was just tripping so hard. But then there's another part of the story that I didn't know until days later. So, Captain, you're up.
Yeah, so like we moved into this like side room because the music was so fucking loud that like we couldn't even like talk to each other. Like we kept trying to and it just was not happening. It was so loud. And a handful of people moved into this like side room that like they weren't really doing. It was a bedroom, but that they had done like nothing with, and it was just like this empty room, and we were like hanging out in there, and I don't know, we're all just like fucking talking and bullshitting, and then all of a sudden, two of my idiot friends decided to start wrestling. Well, I'm not paying attention, and they're fucking wrestling and fucking. All of a sudden,
Well, wait, let me stop you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is this before or after the search party?
After. Definitely
Oh,
after.
Okay.
Yeah, because they, a bunch of people went looking for Sammy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought he
At
just
one point they
wandered
said,
off.
"Where's
yeah.
Sam?" Yeah.
Yeah.
Once
They had a
again,
search
no
party.
text messages, no like.
Well, and the one guy that we were with the entire time is the one that saw Sam leave and knew that he left.
But couldn't speak.
But couldn't speak and didn't tell any of
searching
us.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Searching for me.
and he still
He's
went on the
doing-
search.
He's doing Lassie shit.
He still went on the search. Oh my God!
Fucking hilarious.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
No,
that's
because
fucking hilarious.
They're like, yeah, they're like, we had a whole search party for you in Buffalo. We had no idea where you went, and then Nicoletti's like, Nicoletti's like, yeah, we went searching for him. I brought up his name. He went searching for you. I'm like, you fucking saw me leave. You were right there in the car window.
I told you I was going.
Anyways, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'll shut up now.
No, that's all right.
Necessary.
Yeah. So these two guys start wrestling, and I don't know. I'm talking to somebody, and all of a sudden they hit like the back of my legs, and to the left of me, there's a empty fish tank on the ground, and I fucking crash right into it. Like my left leg goes right through it, and then that like springs me even more forward, and there's a window above it, and I went right through the window. My whole upper body went through the window.
And whose house is this again?
It was like our college friends. Who lived there? Brian, Nick, and Derek.
Hogan and was it Hogan and Kopaz or Hogan and it wasn't Lapine?
Yeah, Hogan, Kopaz, and Getty, I think.
Oh yeah, Getty. That's
Yeah.
right.
Anyways, regardless, people who would not be happy about the amount of glass Captain just broke.
Well,
Yeah, they were tripping too. They didn't care.
yeah, and
All right.
well, I wasn't too fucking happy. As unhappy as they may have been, like it's not like I did it on purpose.
Yeah.
And now, like, there's just glass in like most of my body. So I'm like, I go through the window. I remember this distinctly. Like, I go through the window and I like was like, oh my God. And like I felt the raindrops, and then like I pulled myself back out, in, and I was like, wow, I think I'm okay. Like I looked down at myself, and then all of a sudden, like fucking blood shoots out of my forearm, like right in front of my face. And I was like, whoa. And then blood starts dripping down my face from my forehead. And I'm like, oh no. And then I look and I'm like, there's cuts everywhere. Like, I'm like, son of a bitch.
Just a million tiny little cuts.
Yeah. A couple good ones.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because of all the blood dripping down my face, I'm like, if my fucking face is fucked up, I'm gonna kill you, motherfuckers. Because all I could think was like, is there a bunch of glass in my face right now?
Yeah, do you have scars?
I have no idea, you know?
Like the Joker, like you have scars on your face.
I'm
now.
like, I'm scared, you know, I'm scared.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
And all the girls were like, oh my God. And like they grabbed me and like took me into the bathroom and like started wrapping towels around like my head and my arms and my hands and like.
So now the kids trip and think there's a mummy at the party.
And I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, you guys, I think there's something wrong with my leg. And they're like, what? And I'm like, nah, I'm pretty sure there's something wrong with my leg. I don't know. I feel something. And they're like, all right, Hardin, here we go again. Fucking. So they take my pants off and they're all like, oh my God. And I'm like, for real? And I look down and there is like the best way I can describe it is there's like an exact like eyeball missing out of my leg. Like,
oh, God.
Like a hole where you could perfectly place an eyeball into.
There's a divot.
I was like, is that bad? And they were just like, you got to go to the hospital. And I was like, I'm not going to the hospital. And they're like, you got to go to the hospital. I'm like, I ain't going to the hospital, you know? So then,
fuck that. That's what concerns me most about an injury is not the injury, it's the paperwork. I don't want to do it.
Well, I mean, I was all fucked up. You know?
Exactly.
Like, I was like, dude, I can't deal with that right now.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, you know, they bandage it up and they're like, you have to fucking go. Like, you know, who's going to drive him? Who's going to drive him? Like, my one buddy's like, I'll fucking drive him. As soon as we get in the car, I'm like, you know, I ain't going to the hospital, right? And he's like, you fucking stubborn fuck. He's like, fine. He's like, I'll take you to your fucking house. But if your dad says you have to go to the hospital, then you're going to the hospital. And I'm like, fine. I'm like, because there's no way he's going to say I have to go to the hospital. Like, my dad's fucking tough as fuck. You know, like, he's going to be like, you know, put a fucking Band-Aid on it. So we drive 50 minutes to my house and fucking wake my dad up out of a dead sleep. And I'm like, dude, can you look at my leg? Just tell me if this is bad. And he's like, what the fuck? It's the middle of the night, you know? He turns on his light and he looks at it and he just like picks up the phone and is like, get to the hospital. I'm calling him and telling him that you're coming.
Oh.
And I was like, dude, I got 44 stitches.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So it was a deep fucking cut.
Yeah, 17 on the inside. Like,
yeah.
and then
they had to do it in layers.
Yeah, they had to do it. And I was like, all right, I guess it was kind of bad.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, God, man.
And then I also got stitches in my hand, my left hand, my right forearm. That might be it.
That's crazy.
Oh, because they were going to put some in my forehead. And I was like, dude, it's fine. And then they were like, we're pretty sure there's a piece of glass in there still. And it's still in there. I can still,
really?
I can
Still in
still
your head?
feel. Yeah, I can still feel it.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's still in there now?
Yeah, I can still feel it.
He's
I didn't know
he's
that.
touching it
Oh,
right now.
Yeah, it's right here. It's right here.
Oh, shit.
There's like a little shard of glass in my forehead that's been there.
That's
for
going to be when we can do live events again.
24 years.
We're going to do a live podcast, and one of the things is going to be you're going to get to touch the caps of glass.
Yeah.
The glass.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
This is not a cyst or a zit.
No.
It's a piece of glass.
Piece of glass
from that
tripping
window.
party.
But yeah, they.
Dude, imagine
I
the
was like, I
guy
don't
who
care. I'm
installed
like,
that
no.
window. Imagine the guy who built that house, who put that window in. It was like, this will be here. Not knowing part of that window is going to be in a kid's head for the next 20-something years.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, it's poetic.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
weird. Yeah. There was a time we were partying at our buddy's house pretty heavily. And at one point, someone had a pair of I think a girl had like kickboxing gloves. So our two friends decided they were going to have a boxing match where they tied one arm behind their back and just fought with the other one. So one guy had to get the left, even though he wasn't left. You know what I mean? And everybody's like either in the living room and they're punching each other. I was on the laptop with the fucking aux cord playing the shit from Rocky. Like there's a picture of me like with my fist in the air just playing.
Nice. That's awesome.
And like we were having a great old time. And they're punching each other and fighting. And at one point they both like in full momentum like fell back into the window. But it was wintertime. And it was a shitty house. So we did that shit where, you know how you put the plastic on the window and then like hair dryer and make it tight?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We actually used that shit on like a demo CD we put out. We wrapped it in the plastic and sprayed it to make it like look professional when we gave it to people. So that same plastic was up on the window and they like fell into it and it like caught them like a net. But
Really?
like within it, you could
Really?
still hear like you just heard the glass break. And they're all just laughing and shit, but it like caught him. Like he would have gone through the fucking window like you did, and we all would have
Right.
been like, "Go to should he go?" Like we'd all been deciding if he should go or not, just duct taping his leg back together. But because of the plastic was there, it like caught him in the window, and we all laughed and shit. And then like I'm sure summertime when they took the plastic off, they're like, "What the fuck happened?" That was wild times.
A fucking branch must have hit this thing. How the hell did it get broke through the plastic? There's no way it could have.
Oh, it's a really cold winter. Really cold. It just snapped.
Yeah.
Unreal. Yeah, I kind of
That's
feel.
awesome.
I feel a little guilty about that. Hey, if I had not left,
I think it was.
But you know what?
It had to be
Probably
done.
would have still happened.
Oh, dude, it would have definitely still happened.
Yeah. And you left.
Plus, don't try and take this story away from me, Sam.
I'm not trying to, man. I feel bad, bro.
It's a great story.
It's an incredible story. I just feel bad. I'm like, you got to start to go, well, it hasn't affected you, so I can't feel so bad. I just wish we could get fucking.
Maybe it has. We gotta like surgically remove that and see what happens.
Oh, God, no.
What if? Oh no, we just gotta move it around a little bit, and then all of a sudden you can play piano like really well.
Right. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you move it one way, and I can all of a sudden play like 5 different instruments. You move it another way, and I can't speak.
Yeah.
Put it back. Please.
They're just speaking Japanese. We're like, what the fuck?
Figure the one person that's got the most moving parts in that story is you.
Oh, yeah.
He was there that saw me leave. He pushed you into there. He's the one that started the fight that got you into that thing.
I know.
Like,
The guy who couldn't talk started the fight.
He's,
not like
he's
a
the one
fight.
that, no,
Not like
they
a
were,
fight. They were
he was
playing,
in the wrestling
Yeah,
match.
playing wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. He was one of them.
So then we went to Colorado the next year. And I was just thinking of this because you said how you took that shower and it snapped you out of your trip.
Oh, yeah.
So a year later, we drove out to Colorado and we were going to see fucking Ozzy on New Year's.
Oh, the bathroom.
Yeah. And we take shrooms and we're like, what the fuck? These things are bunk. You gotta be kidding me. Like, because we took them like on our way and then we hung out in the parking lot and then we went in, you know. And we're like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This sucks. Like, I mean, we're still gonna have a great time. We're seeing Ozzy on New Year's Eve, but be a little bit better on shrooms. So, we're fucking going through the hallways in the corridor, fucking, and I'm like, I gotta take a piss. And I fucking go into the bathroom, and I take a piss, and I'm washing my hands, and I like look in the mirror, and I'm like, oh boy. And I walk out of the bathroom, and fucking Mickey D, as soon as I walk out of the bathroom, he goes, I'm going in that bathroom. He saw my face and immediately went in, and he came out and was like, That's one magical bathroom.
It's so weird, but I totally believe it.
So then, like, we all did it, and like we fucking go, and then fucking Geezer Butler comes on fucking stage, and we were just like, yes.
Wow.
And then Nicoletti falls asleep on shrooms on New Year's Eve, seeing Ozzy and Geezer.
Wow.
Yeah, he falls asleep.
He
This
did.
is his comfort zone.
It was so fucking weird.
I believe it with the bathroom, though. Some magical shit.
Yeah.
A piss can really get the juices flowing sometimes. Sometimes when, like, before a show, you're in the lot, you're collecting all your things, you're pounding beers, all that shit. There's so much, like, activity happening. You got your ticket, you got everything in your sock, it's hidden. And then you hit the porta potty, you take a piss, and when you come out, you're like, oh, shit. I'm here. Okay, here we go. We're here.
Yeah.
Like, all the preparation, everything, just now you're here. And I think pissing maybe just gets your body moving, and it gets the shit cooking.
Yeah, I don't know. It did something.
You always get antsy about getting in the show. Like you said, you're getting all
Yeah.
your shit together. You're nervous the whole time. You're like,
Yeah,
I just
something's
gotta-
going to go wrong, yeah.
Yeah, somebody's going to get me. I'm going to forget something. Do I have my ticket?
I hate that. Every show I've ever been to.
Are they gonna find the joint that I hid?
Yeah. I'm always, like, super anxious. I'm like, until I'm in my seat, like, ready to go, like, I'm with everything I want on me. I'm not, I'm like, and then that moment comes, then you're like, fuck, all right, good, I'm settled in, let's go.
Yeah.
We went to I went and saw Black Sabbath with Mickey D and the LaBarber brothers and Stevie Law. Yeah, Stevie Law he had a bunch of joints in a cigarette pack. This was only a couple years ago. And I said, you're not going to hide those or anything? He goes, it's fucking Canada. Who cares? I'm like, all right. So he gets in there and they stop him. And they're like, oh, you can't bring these in. And he opens up and he shows them to the cop or something. He goes, he goes, got a bunch of joints, huh? He's like, yeah. He goes, you plan on selling those, bud? He goes, no, there's only like 9 of them. We're seeing Black Sabbath. And they're like, well, we're going to keep these. He's like, all right, we got to walk in. I'm like, I told you to hide them. He goes, I didn't think they would take them. They're more lax here, but no.
It was weird. We all went up to that Phish show in Toronto this past summer, and it was because it's like completely like we went to the dispensary there and like stocked up and shit. It's completely legal. People were all over the place smoking, and we're still used to like hiding in the bushes and like we were actually smoking in the parking lot, and 2 security people came up to us, and we were like, oh shit. And they were like, hey, could you guys just not leave your cans or anything behind? We're like, yeah, well, sure.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah. Excuse me, officer. I know we're in a different land now. Do you want to hit this? But, like, we were walking in and, like, we're like, all right, dude, I'm going to stuff everything in my shoe and fucking you put this in your hat and we'll hide it. And they're like, yeah, you don't have to do that. It's fine. You know what I mean? Just have everything, like, and I think I don't know what the rule was. You have it having a clear bag or some shit. But it took a little getting used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, they let you in as an American? Just let you go in the store? Say, hey, we don't care what you want.
Yeah, it was more. I think the one we went to was a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You know, it was like you showed your ID to a black lady at a desk, and then she said, "Okay, honey, go upstairs," and then you go upstairs, and it was like a little room with everything you need, and it was
sure
quite
it was a
lovely.
Dispensary? Yeah, did it taste like crack or?
No, I don't think it was delicious.
Did it smell like burning plastic?
I don't think so. Is this a dispenser? They're like, yeah, whatever.
That's funny.
Oh,
Yeah, you can't even be rebellious anymore. Oh, just clean up your cans. You know what? Fuck you and fuck authority. Shit around.
It's punk rock. I'm leaving them in the bushes. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, it's weird. They have it. It's legal down here, but it's legal, medicinal.
You people throw alligators at each other.
Exactly.
Right? There's no laws. There's no laws down there.
No.
Yeah.
It's the Wild West.
It really is kind of nuts, man. You could get a gun, no problem. Do you know about the gun laws down here? If you don't have a record, for instance, I don't have a record. I have speeding tickets and whatever. I could go into a Walmart. There's one Walmart per county that's allowed to sell guns. They all have ammo, but one Walmart per county could sell guns. So I could go into Walmart, purchase a gun, and they say, all right, well, it's a 2 or 3 day waiting period, and they give me the gun. You don't need a license. You could have a license to carry a gun. You need one to have a concealed weapons license to carry a gun anywhere. can't sit at a bar, you can't drink while you have it, but you could walk into any establishment with a gun on you, except for like a hospital or some shit. But they have a thing called the 3-step rule here. So I could go buy a pistol from a pawn shop or a gun dealer without a license. Don't need a license. Have the pistol on me. I could have it in my glove compartment. Somebody comes and tries to break into my car. I open up the glove compartment, that's 1. I pull the gun out, that's 2. I cock the hammer, that's 3. If you don't move away from my car, I could shoot you. Yeah, welcome to Florida.
Like they're making the same thing with the fucking. You can only slap an iguana every 24 hours. Like it sounds like a bunch of
Every
drunk guys
24
making up a
hours.
drinking game, and they're just.
really
It's like how they
fast.
made up
The rules.
basketball. They're just fucking going with it.
Yeah, it's like you want to learn population control, move to Florida. We'll figure it out for you. We'll figure it out for you. You could, yeah. Everybody, I'm the idiot that doesn't have a gun. I shouldn't be saying that.
Dude,
everyone
everyone does
shit.
have a gun down
Yeah.
there. It's crazy.
Everybody. When we were here, no, we did not have a gun. I once told a lady, I was in the bar, and she goes, "Oh, my husband wants to start, teaching me how to shoot and this and that. Do you know how to shoot?" I said, "Look around this bar. See all these people in here? Everybody here has a gun except for you and me." I said, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, that's why I make friends with all of them." I was like, they all love me because they're all armed. It's Florida, Texas, and Arizona, but Florida is just really fast and loose with gun laws. Everybody's got a gun.
Yeah. That's cool. It's probably good. Probably good to be on those people's good sides with society, doing a little tightrope walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so really come visit Florida. Shoot some iguanas.
Shoot some iguanas. I want to see some like hardcore gangster dude with tattoos all over his face, and they're like, "Don't fuck with that guy. He slapped an iguana twice within 24 hours. He's a bad motherfucker."
That's not really allowed, but nobody's saying
He
shit.
did it. He's got little teardrops under his eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you kill somebody? Yeah, iguanas. Hit him twice in 24 hours.
And I ate his tail.
Oh, God, you ain't eating the iguanas, man.
I've never eaten one.
I know, but you're the one that suggested it.
I've
I'm
eaten
so
gator, and gator is delicious if it's done right. So I feel
Yeah.
like iguana would be like a little mini gator,
Right.
I don't know. I
like
think
like
gator's
it's the
delicious as
Cornish
well,
game
but-
hen of the lizard world.
Yeah. I want to try it.
I want to try it. Gab's like, "You got me sold."
I'm in.
Come on, man. The world's ending. Fuck it. Let's try it.
Yeah, might as well, right? Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. No, I'm not doing it.
Let's shoot an iguana and FedEx it up to us in a fucking cooler with ice like it's a fucking liver.
Yeah.
You laugh. I'm getting off. As soon as we're done with this, I'm looking that up. See if I can find it.
Find what?
I'm looking up iguana meat.
Oh, if you can find it? Yeah. I mean, there's probably a few places you could get wet markets that, a little frowned upon these days. This is not the
Yeah.
time to be looking for odd
Right?
meat.
Yeah, you don't want to eat
Yeah,
meat
yeah,
for
right. Yeah,
animals
that's
now.
true.
Yeah.
That's how the shit got started. Right?
Iguana meat delivery.
The next virus is pinpointed to Youngstown, New York via Florida.
Just when you
What
think
the
it's
hell are
done,
these guys
leave it
doing?
on for a couple more minutes.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell did you guys do?
It's like extra crispy wings.
Yeah. Just cook it right out of them.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, man. Well, I don't know. Is there any other stories you guys want to hit?
No, I mean, I think we're good. I mean, there's plenty more, but
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
plowed through a lot.
yeah,
Plowed through.
we'll get back to it again.
Hey, well, I'm glad these guys had me on. It's an honor.
Hey,
Yeah, thanks a lot,
man.
Sammy.
It's been a while, so I
Yeah,
love
it's good to
talking
hear
guys.
from. I think everybody wants to hear from our friends from around the country and
Absolutely.
what's
Yeah.
going on. Wacky world. We're all trying to stay connected.
Yeah.
Stay
Just wash
safe.
your hands, all right? Everybody wash your hands.
Yep.
Yeah, you should have been doing that anyway.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
no, right? Yeah. Everybody should have had toilet paper. Like,
What
what
is
is wipe
it?
your ass
It
with
took
before?
this for people to be like, wait, you're supposed to wash your hands after you go to the bathroom and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to cough on strangers.
Yeah.
Didn't-
gotta
I
wipe
think
my ass with
fucking-
something besides my hand.
I think fucking Papa John's had, or some or Domino's had like we guarantee that nobody's coming in contact with your pizza. It's from the oven to the delivery guy to you. And you're like, That should have been the protocol all the time. How many fucking people are touching the pizzas?
Yeah,
over
what does
there?
that mean?
Yeah.
No, I want you. No, we're not
didn't-
going to stick our thumb in there to make sure it's warm on the driveway.
We promise we're going to stop spitting on the pizza. To all band together.
Hey, you, come over here. Does this look done to you? Touch it.
All right, man. Thanks a lot, Sammy.
Yeah, thanks,
All
Sammy.
right, yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, we'll talk to you soon, buddy.
All right,
All
Captain's
right, have a
Jug of
good one.
Thoughts. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back with more fun hijinks. Same bat time, same bat channel.
I'll tell you where the four winds dwell. Franklin's tower, there hangs a bell. Well, it can ring, turn night to day. It can ring like fire when you lose your way. Roll away, the two. Roll away, the two. Roll away, the two. Roll away, the two. God save the child who rings that bell. I hear me one ring, baby, you can't tell. One watch by night, one watch by day.